Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are on Tuesday, March 12th. We're going to take a look at Clover Health today. So with earnings coming up, I thought we'd come and take a look and see where CLOV might hit some support or resistance, whether it booms, busts, or moves relatively sideways. Now, if you are confused as to what seems weird about this video, I am recovering from having lost my voice recently, and so if it just sounds weird, that's why. So not much I can do about it, but here we are. All right. So we have a ton of levels on the chart, going down about as far as we can, which unfortunately leaves us with a ton more levels to the upside than to the downside. It's a bit of no man's land to the downside, though the Think or Swim study will provide a little extra, capability in that area. But in any case, the nearest in levels that I have are 78.28, which is just above where it is right now. I don't know exactly where the day will finish. We have a couple of hours before market close. If it does then drop to just cover that, I have 73 as a support level here. Obviously, there was this swing low at 70, 78. Right? There's not much price action in there. It's really just kind of that. There's maybe a little something here around 71-ish. But, then like I said, we're a little bit into no man's land if it gets down there, and we'll just have to wait for it to put in some price action before we can sort of systematically come up with potential levels. Now, if it does rise above this 78, 28, 80, 92, 85, 89, 92, these all look like really strong levels to me that would sort of recover it from this most recent drawdown, where it has drawn down from about low 90s into the mid to high 70s. So percentage-wise, quite a big drawdown heading into earnings. So we'll see how that sort of interplays with the report itself, and then with the product of that then being the reaction by the market. So what's the sentiment given the whole picture? This really steep recent downturn, the report itself, and then how does the market feel about it? Does it feel like, yeah, the stock deserves to have been beaten down, we're going to sort of move it relatively sideways? Or, everyone who was selling the stock was right, let's get out and drive it down further? Or, hey, this drawdown was really an overreaction, let's pull it back up a little bit? Or even, of course, if it's a positive earnings report, maybe folks are like, holy smokes, this has really been a sleeper, and look at the deal that we're getting this at, almost at all-time lows. But a lot is obviously going to depend on the nuts and bolts of the report itself. Now, if it does recover to that 92 level, whether that's off of the earnings itself, or if that's sort of on the back of some tailwinds that CLOV gets coming out of earnings, the next level is up 95, basically $1, 107, and then like I said, we have a ton of them because we've been tracking CLOV for so long. So I'll just cover 113 and 120. You can see the others up here. Basically covers us through double, if the stock were to double in price. But yeah, don't misconstrue this as me thinking it's going to rise because I have a lot more levels to the upside. That's why I tried to say the reason is because we've been tracking it for a long time, and also there just isn't more to go off of to the downside, right? You can see this is as low as we go. So there's nothing else to base anything off of there unless we do like a fib extension, which we could do, but there was already so many levels on the chart. I think if it does dip below that 73 and folks are interested, leave me a comment. I could come in and sort of hide a bunch of these levels and put in a fib extension to see where it may be drawing down to, as it does get into this black hole of no previous price action. Now, Think or Swim side of things, there was this, pretty solid run up from 70 or so up to over double the price. Speaking of that, up to 163, pushed up out of the channel, came back in, but really quickly lost control of those gains, came back, and has at this point just about lost all of those gains, given them all back. It went over a relatively lengthy period of time that took place, but still quite painful for folks who maybe had gains and have just sort of seen them kind of wither away. Now, we did go through this really lengthy trigger on the TTM squeeze indicator as it was hugging the mid-range of the channel. If I'm recalling correctly, I think we were talking about CLOV sort of slowly but steadily rising up toward $1 as it was triggering at the mid-range of the channel, and sort of wondering, were we going to get a big move when it did fire? And the answer is yes, we did. The challenge is always, it doesn't mean that it's going to rise to the upside, or that it's going to have a big reaction to the upside. It can have a big reaction to the downside. It's just that it's going to have a big reaction, right? So it fired, really good call by the TTM squeeze indicator. That fire took it from about just shy of $1 all the way down, like I said here, to, high-ish 70s. So really big percentage change. Pushed out of the lower bound of the channel recently, sort of hugging that at the moment. So we'll see where that goes. But, if it does come up, mid-range of the channel right now is situated about 87. This channel is dynamic, so I don't know exactly where these will be by the time you're watching this, but this is where they are right now. There's a lower mid range of the channel, 82.38 that you can see there, and then if it does rise and gets support over that mid-range, 91.14 and 95.53 at the moment. So we'll see if any of those play a factor, or if it sort of gets pushed further out of the lower bound of the channel, or if it's able to make its way back in. It has a lot of room, especially again percentage-wise, to maneuver within the channel, and it could rise a significant percent and still stay within the bounds of the channel. So we'll see how that sort of takes shape. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week is off to a good start, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.